10 Disney scenes written for adults. Disney is a film studio that everybody gets excited about. Although kids were the initial target audience, Disney movies quickly achieved a large fan base among its adult viewers. Eventually, the filmmakers started putting in a treat or two exclusively for their teenage and adult viewers. Let's take a look at 10 such scenes in Disney movies that were specifically written for adults. Number 10. Mulan. Everybody remembers Mushu, the cheeky, comical dragon from Mulan. Although the movie has a comparatively serious plotline, a few jokes safely got by and over the heads of the children viewers. In a scene where Mushu starts describing his all-powerful abilities, he tells Mulan how he could see straight through her armor while looking at her chest before receiving a slap to the face. The filmmakers didn't even try to be subtle with this one. The harmless jokes invited a few laughs and provided much-needed quality comic relief. Number 9. Bambi. This timeless classic still brings a lot of joy to the oldest of Disney fans. Bambi's sidekick, Flower the skunk, remains as memorable as the star himself. Flower is cripplingly shy when it comes to matters of love and often hides away when such an opportunity presents itself. When spring arrives, he finally masters up the courage to talk to Bluebell. A peck from Bluebell makes him stiffen up and turn bright red. The metaphor was hilariously evident to many, although the scene can easily be overlooked if not put into context. Number 8. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? This movie, which is my personal favorite on the list, holds the record for the most number of scandalous scenes in a Disney movie. With the introduction of Jessica Rabbit, one of the most famous animated sex icons ever drawn, it'd be mindless not to expect a few questionable frames. One in particular that stands out is when Jessica is flung out of a vehicle, sending her dress flopping up in the wind. For a second, her private parts are visible before the frame changes. Number 7. Toy Story 3. Toy Story is one of the most loved and popular Disney series ever made. However, that didn't stop the filmmakers from adding in the occasional adult-oriented jokes. For example, when Lotso Bear was bullying Miss Potato Head, he ripped her mouth off and wouldn't give it back. That's when Mr. Potato Head intervened and claimed that none but him could take his wife's mouth. Parents' eyes widened once they heard this joke, while kids likely didn't know what was going on and remained engrossed in the intense scene. Number 6. Peter Pan. Disney's take on the classic story of Peter Pan was released in 1953. Since then, there have been several remakes and spin-offs. Several conspiracy theories portraying the dark side of this story crowd the internet, but the movie included some scenes and dialogues that were unmistakably meant for adult viewers. Peter has a best friend in his shadow, which he stitches to his foot so they are inseparable. In the scene where he dances around with a shadow on the wall, he raises one leg up, and so does the shadow, and what's clearly visible is the outline of male genitalia. Why Disney felt the need to put this scene is beyond our comprehension. We'd love to know what your theories are. Please comment down below and let us know. Number 5. Emperor's New Groove. The Emperor's New Groove, in our opinion, is underrated in terms of humor. In the scene where Kronk has to sleep outside because his tent is too small for him, he pitches a tiny tent right below his waist, barely coming up to his knees. This scene probably didn't bother most children, and most probably missed it because of the dark background. But if you're an adult and you missed this scene, now would be a great time for a rewatch. Number 4. Frozen. This beloved Disney movie is a beautiful portrayal of sisterly love with a young romance brewing on the side. When Anna sets out on a quest to find her sister and bring her back home, she has Kristoff for a companion who cannot help but ask questions about her engagement with Hans. He finds it difficult to understand why she'd get engaged to a guy she had just met, and he makes his thoughts known. His questions about her fiance also include foot size, to which Anna replies, "Foot size doesn't matter." Whereas the literal meaning registered with the kids, the adults couldn't help but giggle. Number 3. Aladdin and the King of Thieves. Aladdin movies are notorious for having a bounty of jokes to make their adult viewers chuckle, but are innocent enough to bypass their kids without much notice. In the third movie of the Aladdin series, Aladdin and the King of Thieves, Princess Jasmine and Aladdin get married. During the ongoing ceremony, guests are rattled by an attack on the castle, and the genie goes on to say one of his most iconic one-liners: "The earth wasn't supposed to move until the honeymoon." The adults quickly caught on to the joke, and it has since become one of the most famous dirty Disney moments. Number 2. Cars. The movie stars Lightning McQueen as the best racing car in the Cars universe. The filmmakers put in a lot of effort to make the movie relevant and mirror real life. For example, McQueen has groupies in the form of young, shapely racing cars. When he comes over to them, their headlights are shining. This could very easily be a metaphor for them flashing him. Another less subtle joke is when there's a board advertising the top-down truck stop, which claimed to have all convertible waitresses. This is Cars' version of topless waitresses. Number 1. Ratatouille. This all-time favorite Disney movie, starring a rat as an expert chef, has a bunch of scenes and jokes that were too subtle for the kids, but definitely raised some eyebrows among the adults. When Linguini can't hold in his secret any longer, he decides to tell Colette about how the rat on his head has been doing all the cooking that he's receiving credit for. In an attempt to do so, he mentions "my little secret" when talking about Remy. This very evident sex joke that most adults noticed also made Colette look down at his pants for a moment before reaching for her pepper spray. This was our list of 10 hilarious adult-oriented jokes that were hidden in Disney movie scenes. Did we miss something? Let us know in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more such content, and we might just give you a shout out in one of our upcoming videos.